What up, YouTube? Topaz Yates back with a different type of video here, man, because I'm sure you all have heard by now Pusha T had an interview where he disclosed, where he allegedly got all of the information about how to go at Drake and all of that. And everybody is thrown for a twist here because it's 40, the producer, who Drake is standing up for, that Pusha T dissed because he got MS and all of that, and he feels a certain kind of way about that. But the way that, for those of you who haven't listened to the interview, you just saw the headlines, the way he broke it down is like, it's pillow talk. Like 40 is talking to some chick, and that pillow talk is getting back to Pusha T. And he starts to break down all of the things that he allegedly talked to this woman about. Whether it's the trip that they went out to go see the sun and give gifts and such, or the frustrations that 40 has about Drake. And it's deep. And the thing is, there's two sides to this coin, because we've seen to this point, man, that Pusha T is the most strategic, diss rapper there is. So, do you take this for face value when there's obviously a flip side to this coin? That could he be doing this to drive a wedge between Drake and 40 to continue his quote-unquote dominance? To continue to mess with Drake's mind and all of that? This is literally possible. But yet, you gotta also look at the other grand scheme of it. At what point has Pusha T lied this entire way? The vast majority of everything that he's been saying has been proven up to this point. So, you could go either way depending on what type of person you are. If you're a Drake fan, I can see you believing, okay, this is just an illusion that Pusha T is putting out there so that he can continue to mess with Drake. Or, if you're a Pusha T fan, I haven't lied to this point. And it's not that far of a stretch that the people closest to you are the ones that's stabbing you in the back. The ones that's talking bad about you to the wrong people, and all of this information is getting back. Like they said in the interview that, pillow talk is the thing that comes back on everybody all the time. And this is facts. How many, mafia movies have you seen where the woman that's involved in the movie messes up everything? Casino, for example. One of the best mafia movies out there, where the main female in this movie is married to a guy who's associated to the mob, who's pretty much in a big position of making all the money through the casinos, but yet her actions drive a wedge in everybody and it messes the whole thing up. This is consistently a thing throughout life that happens. So it could really go either way depending on your point of view. And if it was 40, it's much like I said in my stream from yesterday. Your closest friends are the ones that come at you and sabotage you. It's the people, your enemies, come at you with the smiles and such, man. Because that's cold. If you feel a kind of way about Drake, but yet you're not going to say anything about it because his finances and his support is what keeps you going. But so therefore you're too much of a coward to confront Drake about these things that you don't like. If that's true, then obviously Drake needs to rethink his inner circle. See, personally, I have my issues with the people that I work with consistently and all of that stuff too. But it's never gotten to the point where I'm frustrated enough to talk about somebody else who's going to come back and say stuff like that. It's never that bad. I can speak to my people and tell them what I don't like about such things. You feel me? And that's kind of rather important, because I will never do the people who's close to me wrong on that kind of level, especially. but I try my best to not do wrong by the people around me ever. But to go on top of this though, this still doesn't explain how Kanye West was telling Drake that he wasn't dropping an album. And then when Drake tells him when he's dropping his album and all of that stuff, that's when Kanye lined up album after album after album. Like, it's too coincidental for it all not to be somewhat together. Like, okay, maybe Kanye didn't disclose this information to Pusha T in order for him to go at him in a diss battle. Maybe. But like how Pusha T said in this interview with Joe Budden, why are you apologizing? You're making it look a kind of way by doing that. And why are you apologizing, Kanye? And that's why I believe Kanye did have a piece of it. Some way, somewhere, Kanye was helping to sabotage things. And this honestly does come off as Pusha T trying to take some of the heat off of Kanye for these things, as you know, the rumors are all out there saying that Drake got diss songs towards Kanye where he's exploiting the fact that he slept with Kim Kardashian. So could this be a ploy by Pusha T to go ahead and ensure that none of this happens to Kanye? See, everything involved in this is just so messed up. It somewhat reminds me of when Tupac got robbed in New York when he was rolling with Biggie and all of that stuff. It's like, okay, I'm here on your turf, and these dudes out here robbing me outside of your studio. Like, and you telling me you had nothing to do with this. One way or the other, you did something wrong here. And either way isn't that good. And that's exactly what it is with Kanye. Like, okay, either you didn't deliver this information to Pusha T for him to go at Drake and such, or you did. And if he didn't, he's still betraying Drake. Betrayed his confidence all the way from the beginning. And he had the opportunity to go ahead and do these things. At the end of the day, man, you gotta realize it is what it is at this point, man. Like, Pusha T is taking his victory lap, and some of the things that he was saying in this interview was true. How he's saying, okay, the fact that every time Drake comes out and sitting down in interviews, he has to talk about Pusha T and what was said there, that's a win for him. And that's facts. The fact that his whole Adidas line that he had lined up for his son and all that never came out, that's a win for Pusha T. And that's facts. And this is something that I said a while ago. Like, I didn't quite understand that Pusha T per se won this battle, but yet he did, because it was public perception. It wasn't music. I was judging the battle based off of the quality music that was at hand, and Pusha T's music was trash, as Drake said. But yet the public perception went so hard the other way. Regardless of the quality music, regardless of everything and how low he went in order to do it, yeah, you got to give it to Pusha T as a win here. But I'm still saying the diss track was trash. But how do y'all feel about it, man? I'm straight up telling you, like, this level of betrayal, which odds are there is some betrayal going on in there from his inner circle completely with 40. I'm sure there is bits and pieces of that being true, but how much of it do you think is true? And one last thing that I forgot to mention in the main video and such, man, that kind of irking me. Like, why would Pusha T, as I've said, the most strategic individual that's been doing battle rap in a while, you feel me? Why would he give up his source? Like, because that's really what it is. Like, if he really did get all of this insider information from some chick that 40 was sleeping with, they know who it is now. They know how they can go ahead and excommunicate her. Why would you give that up? Like, all of inside information of one of your greatest rivals. Like, is this Pusha T saying, okay, the battle is done, I won, I'm washing my hands, I can go ahead and burn my informant right now, it doesn't really matter anymore, I'm never touching back on it. Now, personally, I don't feel as though that would be true. And the reason for that is because you would never give up this kind of information ever. I don't care if this person is no longer dissing you and all of that stuff, man. You got to still realize, yo, I could use that one day in the future. Or does it really just allude to what I'm saying in this main video, that this is somewhat of Pusha T copping pleas for Kanye West here by letting go of one particular source that is possible, or whatever, one of his sources that he can get any information about Drake and such, just let that go so that the eyes of the public and the eyes of Drake and his anger and stuff will go elsewhere. Real talk, I just feel as though this was a whole group effort at good music and such, from Kanye down to Pusha T, to come together with all the information that they had to take down Drake so that they can benefit off of Drake's fall off, because they would be quote unquote the next ones up. I hope you enjoyed the show. You can follow me at Twitter up there, and you can go to downloadpads.com, that's down there, to read today's article.